It says we're live. Hey, everybody, this is Matt, and we are not at Texas Toast Guitars. We are at my house, in my kitchen. And yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see what's going on here. Let's see. I can see a couple of you guys are here. Thanks to JVan B231. Thanks for the super chat, my friend. Sorry you can't join us, but we will. Well, I guess we'll see you when it's time for you to watch later on. So, Mrs. Toast and I are totally snowed in, and I have been working a shovel all day. By the way, guys, I've never done like this style of thing before here. So if you're having trouble with audio or visual, please let me know, and we'll try to fix it. Chris is somewhere floating around in the comment section there. Mrs. Toast is having, I don't drink a lot at the house. Mrs. Toast drinks more at the house than I do. It is rare for me to even have a beer at the house. So we don't keep a lot of liquor here in the house. But as I said, we are snowed in. So the only thing that we have that is alcoholic right now is we have a bottle or two of tequila. And so she's drinking, looks like Jose Cuervo and mandarin orange syrup and ice and seltzer water. I am just having a hot beverage. So yeah, it's really crappy here and totally snowy. But I wanted because I love you guys so much. I wanted to do a Sunday live stream and say hey to everybody. I haven't forgotten about you guys. Even though we're snowed in, we figured out a way to do this. Chris and I were going to try to figure out like a Zoom thing, but it didn't quite work out. That's no big deal. Chris can join us in the comment section. And yeah. So can you guys hear Mrs. Toast? I'm not sure what. Say something, will you, babe?
I can.
Let me know if you guys can hear her. I'm going to have a hot beverage here. So it was funny. I was talking with Dave, who is also floating around there. He will be coming out to the Mike Learn class in April now. Now, if you guys are paying attention, you'll remember, and Dave brought this to my attention the other day, that the class was supposed to start tomorrow originally. And how many inches of snow we got in our backyard right now?
Last time I checked, it was 18 inches.
18.
And not 18 boy inches.
Not like you actually used a ruler, so you don't have 18 inches.
No, well, that's
right?
9 inches.
Yeah, that's true. So we have 18 inches of snow in the backyard right now, and the snow is coming this direction. It's not coming this direction.
It's like a little house on the prairie.
That's what she's been saying all day. Yeah. So anyway, it is really a good thing that we are not having the Mike Learn class starting tomorrow. We kind of dodged a bit of a bullet there. And, March is one of the biggest snow months for Colorado. February and March are. So it worked out really great. That's I know. Well, yeah. So he and I were talking about it's kind of a good thing that it didn't happen this week. Looks like Doug Centeniello is he says that Jose Cuervo was a friend of mine. Jose Cuervo is a friend of mine, and he makes Mrs. Texas Toast about as feminine as Frankenstein. What do you think of that little rhyme there, Miss Thing?
It makes my clothes fall off.
So, speaking of the Mike Learn class, it has been rescheduled for April 12th through the 16th. Thank you. And it is all the way full. We have all the spots are taken. So that is a very, very cool thing. And I'm looking forward to seeing, we've got two guys named Gary, Dave and Doug and Gary and Jim and Greg. I think there's a Greg. It's going to be, there's a bunch of G names.
God.
I know. I think
there's two Garys.
There's two Garys and a Greg. Yeah, it's going to be like, hey, you over there. Yeah, I hear you. If you guys have ever come out to one of my classes, you know that I get everyone's name wrong all the time anyway. So so don't listen for your name. Just listen for me to yell at you. And but it's going to be so much fun. So big class, very paint intensive, week long thing. And the following week we have a build a classic set neck guitar, which is also all the way full. And maybe we have a Greg in that. I can't remember. But that one is also all the way filled up, and that is going to be a cool class. And I think that's going to be one of our more popular ones because it's very, very woodwork intensive. Doug Cook is going to be there for that one, and it's escaping me who else is coming. Greg is coming, and well, a lot. You know what? If you are coming, you know who you are. So that is really, really good. Mrs. Toast, I can't really see what's happening because I'm in my danger glass. Is there just a lot of talking amongst themselves?
Well, you answered a couple questions.
Okay.
Spots left in the set neck class. There was a question.
Well, no, can I touch on that for a second?
I thought you said they were just full.
Well, they are full, but that we have lots more of them through the rest of the year. So if you guys want to take advantage of the low airline rates, which I'm assuming are still a thing, and low hotel rates, if you book now, you might, you know what I mean? The classes are already scheduled. If you want to go ahead and sign up for one in the future, there's a few spots left in a couple of the tele classes coming up. But I think for the most part, there are at least 1 or 2 spots in every other class for the rest of the year. So besides the 2 that are happening in April.
Frank Carter wants to know if they can read Bobby.
Bobo, he's kind of asleep right now.
Now maybe you can read. Not unless you want to sit this.
No, Bobby. Yeah, there's a picture of Bobby on the refrigerator.
He looks so weird. He looks tiny. He's actually very big.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but there is my dog, who is a complete angel Rottweiler. Who, yeah, this was an old picture, but he was in the snow then too. So,
and then Jeremy Atkinson wants to know if there's any plans to make bodies and necks available for DIYers.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that. On Friday, we got the go-ahead from our landlord. Our landlord's a really cool guy named Ruben, and he's a really nice guy. So hold on, let me tell you a little bit of a story here. I'll back up. When we first moved into the building that we're in now, it's been about a year and almost 2 years, and we shared a wall with this like Zumba workout thing in the mornings that they would come in and they would like rock out to like dance music and do Zumba stuff, whatever that is. And we shared a wall with them, and then we shared a wall with a lady who has a place called Jam Hoops, and she makes professional hoops for the everyday hooper. And I was like, what in the fuck is a jam hoop? Well, apparently, she's actually a really cool lady. Young person. She's probably 27 or 28, and she goes to like these festivals and does this hula hoop stuff and sells hula hoops. Yeah, she lights hula hoops on fire and shit, and they have a big time. But COVID kind of wasn't well. I don't know if it was good or not good for her. She's sold a lot of stuff, but she decided she didn't need to have a facility. She can work out of her house to like manufacture or keep the hula hoops or whatever and do the shipping thing. And because she goes to festivals and stuff, it's like, well, having this facility. So on Friday, I went ahead and confirmed with our Ruben that we would in fact like to take Maggie's spot. I think I jumped ahead a couple parts of the story. Mrs. Toast was actually talking with the hula hoop lady a couple of months ago, and she's like, I don't know if I want to do this, to have this space anymore. And we've been coming up with ways that we can make that space work for us. And we have some good stuff, lots of new stuff coming. But I think 1st of May, Texas Toast will be expanding into the hula hoop ladies old spot. That's going to be our new spot. And that will be the new wood shop. So if you've been to the shop before, you will know, you remember what it looks like. So that used to be the entire shop. Come May 1st, that will be the workshop, and there'll be a lot more tables and a lot more, like little sanding things and stuff. It will be a cleaner room than it is now, and all the woodworking stuff and probably a bunch of other woodworking stuff will eventually go into the new space. So we will have dust containment. Yeah, we'll have wood shop and workshop, and you'll be able to walk in between the two of them very, very easily. But we're going to try to keep the heavy duty woodwork in one spot and the heavy duty stuff like assembly and buffing and things like that. Maybe we'll get another buffer. Chris, what do you think about that if you're watching? I also talked about the Zumba class and well, we don't share the wall with Zumba anymore. Now we share the wall with these cool guys called the 459 Social Club. And they're like a poker club, I guess. I don't know. And so they get together and they play poker and they have parties and stuff. And they're super, super cool. The neat thing about them is, well, there's lots of neat things. One of the neat things about them is that they are there the exact hours that we are not there. So from 7 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning, it is very likely that the guys from the 459 Social Club will be in their side. And so that means that from 7 o'clock in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, we can make as much racket as we want. And if you've ever come to a class at Texas Toast, you know that sometimes if you come in the last couple classes, you haven't had to hear the Zumba thing, but it's a fairly new phenomenon to not have to put up with Zumba. So long way around the barn. One of the things that we are going to be doing to pay for the increased rent of the new shop, whoever asked the question, will we be offering body blanks and DIY stuff? Yes, we will. There's something very, very cool on the horizon that I don't want to spill the beans on yet though. But look for a video in the next week or 2 weeks, a big announcement from Texas Toast of something very cool that we're going to start offering to you guys. And I think it's going to be super, super helpful for you guys who are making your own guitars. I probably told you too much already. You can probably guess what it is. So yeah, we're going to be offering a lot of wood products for people doing their own stuff.
So kits?
That's not what I was talking about, but is okay. So kits is something that we have often done in the past. And if you're looking for a kit of some kind, let me know what it is that you're looking for. Now, if you're looking for like a Telecaster kit or a Stratocaster kit, I'm probably not going to do that. But if you can convince me that it's something fun that I'd like to do, and all I need to do is the woodwork, it's very likely, and you're willing to pay, it's very likely that I'll be happy to help you with a kit like that. But if you're looking to get into that, the best possible thing you could do would be to come to one of the classes, especially the Build a Classic Satnet class, because we start with chunks of wood and you guys do everything, every single thing.
So Jeremy asked that question.
Okay.
He said, yeah, it doesn't mean it just wants the body blank and the neck blank, and you're willing to drive up from the spring. Not 2 hours away.
Jeremy, we'd love to have you come up, man. Please make an appointment because it's so crazy right now. Yeah, let me know when you're planning on coming out. But yeah, if you need blanks, we'll be able to help you out with that stuff. Now, I'm not going to offer every single option under the sun. I really just want to make it easy for you guys to get stuff like this. We did a thing a while back where we got a bunch of poplar body blanks. I'm like, hey guys, we got a good deal on poplar bodies, square. So we're going to be doing stuff like that. And every time we get a good deal on something, like the, I don't know if you guys remember we did the ambrosia, the solid ambrosia 8/4 maple blanks. That was we got a really good deal on that chunk of wood. And so I went and bought this giant plank of lumber and sold it to you guys. So as I get good deals, I will offer kind of, specialty things. But most of the stuff we're going to have is, you know, like maple neck blanks, poplar body blanks. We could probably help you with some stuff from some of the student stuff that we get from Dan at Guitar Wood Experts, stuff like that. So, but we will see. It's coming up very, very closely. Doug Santaniello says, thanks for sticking to the Sunday live under snow. Dude, Doug, we're like so snowed in, man. I'm not sure. I can hear you just fine.
Well, maybe you should repeat what I said because it's not.
Oh, okay. So we got a new setup here. So yeah.
It's been a little while since I checked. Maybe half an hour.
Yeah. Like I said, guys, I was working a shovel all day, and like I would, you know, do the porch and the sidewalk and the driveway and stuff. I worked and worked and worked to try to get my snowblower to fire. I haven't used it in years, and no dice. So
No shirt.
yeah, no dice. But it's been kind of a crazy snowstorm. So like I said, after I go out and shovel for, you know, an hour, I come back, it doesn't look like I did anything. So I just gave up. My back hurts. So let's see. Carrie Ann, everyone says that they do in fact care what you have to say. Ever do a hybrid Jag stang? Phil, we have not done any Jag stangs. We've done a number of Fender offset classic stuff. So Jazzmaster, Jaguar, Electric 12. Chris could tell you a lot more about this than I could. But we the Jag stang, was that even a real guitar, or was that like a Kurt Cobain? Guys, I don't know. So in answer to your question, no, we haven't. And we're trying to focus more on complete guitars right now than like bodies and necks and things like that. You guys remember, it's just Chris and myself. So any time that we take away from complete guitars to do kit stuff doesn't pay as well as the complete guitar. So generally speaking, we don't do a lot of it, and we certainly don't do it for like itty bitty money.
And there's a lot of people that have orders.
There are, and so everybody that we're doing a neck for right now, or a body for, or like a neck and body kit that they're going to paint, it's an expensive proposition. If you, I hate to put it like this, but if you are thinking that you'll be able to get it from me for less money than Warmoth, you won't. That's just the way it is.
And I think you just answered Tony Lopez's question.
Tony, hey Tony, how you doing? Hi Matt, did you get the neck done? Well, I'm snowed in, so no, I haven't. We are working on a lot of your stuff, though. Tony is in progress right now. You've got two things that are really kind of, they're not like standard. Well, Tony, you know what I'm talking about. I haven't told you anything. I'm not saying anything I haven't already told you before. So, but no, I've been snowed in, and it's just been nuts. So, but working on everything. So, looks like Andy the Saint chimed in. Didn't recognize Bobby at Chris's ankle. Yeah,
Chris got away easier than most people.
Yeah.
Brett got his pants ripped.
Yeah.
Tony got his torn.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention somebody else in Texas.
Yep.
And I just went outside.
Yeah.
And got a new measurement on the snow.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't even half an hour ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. Jeez. Let's see. What happened to the EBO base? EBO base is very, very close to being done. There is some video floating around of the EBO base that may or may not ever actually make it to YouTube. The guy who's in charge of that is off to the side here. He might chime in with what's going on with that. Let me tell you one neat thing, though, that happened with the EBO base. You'll be able to see this. You might be able to see it. We'll definitely do a reveal on the EBO base. One of the tuner ferrules was missing. Now, the Gibson EBO tuner ferrules from the 60s or 70s or whatever year that was aren't exactly something that you can just go get, a replacement for. So we had 4 custom machined ferrules made by the guy. The guy whose base that is, his son is studying to be a machinist and gunsmith, and so he turned some custom ferrules on a lathe, and they're going to be really, really neat. So yeah, so that there's it's sometimes just like how they say, for want of a nail, the battle was lost or the kingdom was lost, whatever. And you can go through all that stuff. You can do all this work on the EBO, and then if you can't find a string ferrule or a tuner ferrule, then you're kind of dead in the water. So, yeah.
So you're gonna have to repeat what I say.
I'm gonna have to repeat what you say with your
reply.
reply.
I sound like Charlie Brown. Move to the side. I did move to the side.
Mrs. Toast is trying to.
I'm battling with
she's
Matt's.
battling with Matt's. Yeah. So yeah, I'm trying to see how fast we can do this. You don't have to yell it. I'll just say what you say. Ready, go.
I have nothing to say at the moment.
That's Mrs. Toast talking. So yeah, EBO guys, the EBO will eventually get done. I think all the paint work is done, and I think it's even buffed and ready to assemble. That project took kind of an unusual turn. I thought that it was going to originally. I thought it was going to be a restoration modification, a resto mod, if you will. But turns out that the guy kind of just wanted to put it back to how it was, but wanted new paint, and he wanted those old pickup cavities filled in. So he didn't put a bunch of new parts and pieces on it. I think it's getting an older pickup and an older bridge, and it's getting the original tuners. And I'm not a mega fan of that, but it's not my base. So yeah, if we can clean up all the hardware so that it matches the new paint, then I think it'll look cool. If we have to put, generally speaking though, putting old hardware on a new paint job, I don't like it. And I'm not going to get into the relicking business. I've said a lot of things that I'm not going to do, and then I turn out to do them. But yeah, relicking for me, especially with the paint that we use, it doesn't exactly take a relict finish particularly well. So yeah, Bobby, are you awake? What are you doing, old hound? I hear him out there cruising.
Christopher Bradley wants to know, have you ever used leopard wood?
Sure, we use leopard wood quite a bit. I like all of that stuff. Zebra wood, leopard wood, giraffe wood. That's not a thing. I like all those things, but generally speaking, guitar players are kind of like, if it's not mahogany or maple or alder or ash or rosewood or ebony, guitar players kind of stick up their nose. They're not a big fan. I like it. I like all that hippie wood, but I don't use it very often anymore. I made some leopard wood. A friend of mine has one of the what we are now calling the prostitute, that sort of SG shape. She has one of those guitars. It's Jen. Kim and Jen. Jen has one of the.
Never.
Yeah. No, I know what her last name is. I'm just trying to let you know. Anyway, I think the neck, it might be leopard wood.
I think it is the leopard.
Yeah. So I've done a few of those things, and I really like them. They're neat. Yes, ma'am.
Doug,
hey, Doug.
What's your thoughts on sycamore for top wood? I found a really neat looking piece because it is called the trigger.
Again, Doug, if you think it's cool, then who cares what I think. Again, though, here's a tip to everyone who what.
Sorry. Jeremy Atkinson says giraffe wood is great for necks.
Here's a tip for everybody who wants to start making guitars and wants to start selling guitars. Generally speaking, you will be doing yourself a favor most of the time if you stick with mahogany, maple, alder, ash, rosewood, ebony. Now, I'm not saying that, use burl wood or, moonstone, whatever, epoxy and shit like that, that you won't be able to sell those. But generally speaking, it's an uphill battle. Now, having said that, guys who are way smarter than me, BC Rich, Alembic, Moonstone guitars, to name just a few, have all used what I call hippie wood to terrific success, with terrific success, and everybody loves that stuff. So yeah, if man, I don't know, I think that stuff is really neat, but sometimes if you don't like it, then don't get it just because you think people are going to dig it. I guess, does that make any? I don't know if I'm making any sense at all. So what else we got here? Beardo, looks like you would dig my. I have a lot of skulls.
Yeah, like the whole kitchen.
The whole kitchen is all skull.
Like dead shit. Yeah, everywhere. Well, we have to match those skull plates. Yeah.
Yep. I'm not sure if. So what did Chris do? They had to say shit.
I said, can you hear me now? And he said, no, it's yours. I'm like, shut it, Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Let's see.
I'm gonna be a medical display skeleton one day. Because when I'm dead, I'm going to the corpse farm.
Yuck.
And then I'm gonna be a skeleton for medicine. Did you hear that? You might have to repeat.
Here's Mrs. Toast. I'm gonna be a medical corpse lady thing at some school sometime, maybe. I think that's what she said. I don't know. What else, Mrs. Toast? Well, it's been such a slow, weird day, and I don't have Chris to throw under the bus and be like, "What do you think, Chris?" It's been we did one or maybe two live streams without Chris, and it's certainly not like I have any trouble not talking. Wait, no, I don't have any trouble coming up with things to say, but usually it's nice to have someone to, bounce stuff off of. So Chris is safe at his house, and we are safe at our house. I made chili today. What did you think of the chili, this thing?
I thought the chili was very good.
I put beans in it this time. I rarely put beans.
I was going to say, it's not chili, but whatever it is, it was really good.
Yeah. We should have done a Matt's chili recipe video, but we didn't. Maybe one day we will. I don't know.
It's some kind of bean soup. It's not exactly chili.
It's just a lot of tomatoes and onions and meat and beans. So, yeah, it was good though, whatever it was. Let's see. So Chris says perfect, and Thomas Kolb says finally. And Bill says we heard you. James Brown says heard that, and then he said, "Ha! Jump back, kill himself." He didn't say that. And David says now we heard you. Dastardly Dave says that beans are good for your heart. They are neither musical nor fruit, though, Dave. What do you use if you ever clear a fretboard? I use the same Simtex stuff. That'd be the easiest thing. Any hard finish would be fine, though. You could even use lacquer. Let's see. Chris is actually chiming in on a bunch of this stuff here. Northeast Arkansas dirt fishers, what's your favorite cheese? Amanda, is that what the gag is?
Smegma?
Yeah, no. I don't eat a lot of cheese. I would say that probably nacho cheese is my favorite cheese.
I like moldy cheese and brie. Mm.
I'll eat that stuff, but it's I don't just like sit around eating cheese. Our drummer is from Wisconsin, so he is it has like curds and stuff in his house, and I've had those and they're good, but it's something about cheese. It doesn't really give me any ideas.
I like squeezy cheese too.
I'm out of coffee.
I'll get you more.
You will? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. Let's see. What else are you guys up to here? Have you guys ever thought about doing a cloth micarta fretboard? You guys love your cloth covered guitars. I love micarta, but we've never thought about doing a fretboard with it.
What's micarta?
Micarta is usually a linen phenolic, a linen-based phenolic. Just black is fine.
Oh, that sounds like
Yeah, well, it can be. You know what? Here is. No, where's my pocket? No, I have a pocket knife floating around here somewhere, and it's got micarta scales. I think micarta would be probably pretty hard on the tooling, just like because Richlight was, which is also phenolic. So yeah, probably not. We have done cloth covered fretboards. If you remember from our 2020 Great Guitar Build Off winning entry, that had fabric fretboards and was very cool, and Leopard, so that was neat. Yes, ma'am.
So Stephen Foligno, hey Matt, I was able to order the Easy Slide shielding paint from Amazon and happened to ship it to California. Thanks for the advice. The gallon is just $153.
That's cool. So yeah, I want to say that there's something somewhere on the can or on the website or something that says they won't ship to California, and so I said that in the video, but then someone was like, oh, I was able to order it and it came just fine. So
they probably got a sales tax license.
I'm thinking it was sort of a hazardous material thing, but Happy Meal, if you got one or you got a gallon of it, that's awesome. I hope that yes. So anyway, I hope that you like that stuff. It's good stuff. If you stain leopard wood black, can you keep the look, or does the design? I don't know, Christopher, but I would bet you would lose a lot of it.
Anytime you put like a finish, like a clear finish or something, it usually pops out.
Well,
But I don't know about leopard.
yeah, but I think what he's talking about is sometimes if you dye,
well, it
or
tastes
stain,
differently.
yeah, if you dye or stain, though, you can get grain to pop. I don't know. I have never attempted that. You know who would be the guy to ask if you want to look for advice on that would be Derek at Big D Guitars. He does a lot of that stuff. We generally don't stain or dye wood in any way, shape, or form. We use sealer, candy, or opaque, and then clear, and sometimes there's multiples of those things, but we don't do like stain or dye sunburst or things like that. We do it with color that's sprayed on hard finish. So Mrs. Toast is doing something, so I'm going to look here. David is absolutely right. The dust from any phenolic is pretty rotten. And it's hard on the tools. I've burned up a bunch of bits using it. I'm not a big fan. I love the idea of like Richlight fretboards, but it just didn't work out for us. I have a purple heart on my headstock. Well, I need to use a UV type finish to keep it purple. I have a couple of purple heart things that seem to stay okay. Generally, I would say no, but yeah, I mean, your mileage may vary. Any more toast strikes coming down the line? Yes, 2 of them are, Robert. We are acquiring parts for a couple of them, and you will see them soon. Let's see. Bill says Easy Slide probably doesn't meet VOC requirements in California. That's what I'm guessing too, Bill. And yeah, I'm not sure like how Amazon can do it, or like somebody, when one of you guys told me about that stuff when we did that like shielding video a long time ago. And they're like, you can get this at Tractor Supply. And I'm like, okay. So when I ran out of the other stuff that I was using, the shielding paint, I'm like, hey, I'm going to go to Tractor Supply and get some of this stuff. So Chris and I went to the nearest Tractor Supply, which is like 20 miles away. And like, I'm looking for this. And I have a picture of their website and she's like, well, all our paint's over there. And I'm like, well, you don't have it. Well, we can't get it then. Okay, fine. So we start looking on their website and they're like, I'm like, well, so there it is. Can you get it? No, we can't get it. So I don't know. I seem to have really awesome luck with paint counter ladies, but but we were able to order it on Amazon and we got it, and it works great. It works like $1,000,000, and it's loaded with graphite. So you guys will dig it. Toast Rights class or Rick class? I don't know. Probably not. We will. I think that if we put on the website, build a classic Rickenbacker, we would get into some trouble. The Rickenbacker is very, very aggressive about keeping their guitars made by them, and they don't really like a lot of, like I say, even if I make, and I say that I've made a couple of Rickenbacker style things, and they were for friends, so no big shake. But yeah, if I offered a Rickenbacker, build a Rickenbacker class, I think I would get into trouble. But maybe not. Maybe we could do like a build a classic neck through bass class sometime. I'm just saying, and you could make it however you want it because it'd be your thing, and you could do whatever you wanted. So, but I don't know. Maybe on that. Have I tried Killian's Irish Red or Rolling Rock Mirror? Yes, I have tried both of those things.
I like Killian's Irish Red, but Rolling Rock's kind of skunky.
Yeah, I don't know.
I never get all the 30.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about either. Let's see. Astroglide. Yeah, that's a different thing. I think it's a little more per gallon too. Joshua says Amazon is above the law. I think they are. I shaved or I trimmed my beard back. Pretty soon it's just going to be all white. I'm gonna have all white hair pretty soon, I think.
With hair fangs.
Yeah, with hair fangs. They're gonna be white too. I tell you what, I'm way too old to be working a shovel all day. That's some bullshit right there.
Got that
right. When do you anticipate, Chris, this is a question for you. When do you anticipate we're going to be back in the shop? I know we normally take Mondays off. This is a lot of snow, and I think it's supposed to go until like midnight tonight.
I think it's later than that.
If these trends continue,
we're very close to 20 inches. What did I say? How long ago?
10 not minutes. That long ago. Yeah.
So, evolution. What
Hey.
happens if you just mix powdered graphite into normal paints?
This is a great question, and you guys have been talking a lot about graphite powder mixed into regular paint. I have never used it, but I hear from a lot of people who watch the video that they do it, and I'm like, cool.
So it sounds like fine glitter. So
oh yeah, it might be kind of a pain to mix up, but I don't know.
Depends on the gun too.
Oh no. He's talking. This would be like a brush on application.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if you, here's the thing. Chris and I don't have time to go out and source a bunch of graphite and old paint and mix it together. So this just made sense to us. It just came ready to use. If you guys have a technique that you like, well, by all means, you should use that. But I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? It's sort of like saying, well, it's not really like saying this at all. But I can guarantee you that the paint that Paul Reed Smith uses is not old house paint with a bunch of graphite mixed into it. That some guy is in the, they don't have a guy that all he does is do that. They just buy whatever their shielding paint is, whatever that is. Now, I'm not saying I'm a big company like Paul Reed Smith, but we are manufacturers. So any time that we can save kind of doing stuff like making our own shielding paint with powder or dust and glue or paint or whatever, doesn't mean that stuff doesn't work. It just means we don't really have a lot of time to invest in stuff like that. If we can just buy the thing we need, we just buy the thing we need. So I'm not saying don't do it, but that's why we don't. So yeah. Yes, ma'am. Is there anything else?
Oh, I'm just talking snow.
You talking amongst yourselves?
No, I was talking snow. They were like, yeah, we got Texas last time. That's how you get it. Like, we've had a pretty easy winter, so we
Really
do.
have, yeah.
We're paying with interest right now.
Yeah.
This happens a lot when we have an easy winter. The spring comes in jumps. Remember that one time? It was almost April, and we got all the things like snow. It was everything was shut down for a pretty long time.
Like I said, I haven't run my snowblower for years, and because we haven't really had a whole lot of snow, so I'm stupid me. I should have got it sorted out, but I didn't. What are you gonna do? You know what you're gonna do? You're gonna shovel the next day. That's what. What is this? Is this just half caffeinated coffee or all the way turbo coffee? Or
half cap.
Half cap. Because sometimes a whole caffeine is like that's what it's for me. Actually, I could drink a bunch of coffee and then go right to sleep.
I could do an 8-ball of cocaine, eat a 7-course meal, and crash out.
I have no idea what an 8-ball or a 9-ball is. So yeah.
See the difference between here and like Arkansas and Texas?
Yeah.
They're totally not at all.
It's not something. At all. Yeah, those poor guys really got
and then
clogged.
On ice too, and it's all over pieces. It looks beautiful.
Yeah.
But it fucking sucks.
I think the longest month I ever spent was a weekend in Meridian, Oklahoma, when it was like an ice storm. So, yeah. Anyway, yeah, but we're doing good though. We're first Coors Light and now half cap.
Well, it's evening time.
Yeah, it's evening time. I think I just want to like eat sweets the rest of the night. Eat pudding and cake and candy and junk and stuff. But yeah. No. LOL puss. I'm not sure what Mark means by that, but yeah. All right. I'm sure he's talking about me, but yeah. Death Wish coffee. I've heard of that. I've heard of Black Rifle coffee. We use chock full of nuts coffee here at the house.
A better coffee, a millionaire's money.
So they say. We used to drink like the high price coffee that came in bags and was specialty, this, that, and the other. And I'm like, out of hell with it. I just want coffee. I don't need it to be.
I just want the drugs, man.
I don't need a luxury beverage. I just want the coffee. So yeah. But I like those. I like those guys.
If I want a luxury beverage, I want a dirty chai.
You like those? They do. Yeah. It looks like we got another super chat here from David Kelly. Matt, what's your favorite guitar project to make? Something you haven't done before, or tried and true body style, or something artistic? That is a cool question. Right now, one of my favorite things to make is still the Texas Toast Challenger, and I've got a bunch of them going right now. In fact, I got an email from John, who was at our Build a Classic Telly class last month or month before last, I can't remember, and he's ready to buy a Challenger. It's a shape that it's very near and dear to me because I came up with it and I've been tweaking it for several years, and it's just something that I really like. So that's probably one of my favorite things to do. But I'm a very, very simple when it comes to guitar. So I like the Challenger shape. I like it to be a maple top, but I don't need to have a lot of fancy maple. I like it to have black poison wood fretboard, and I don't want any inlay. It's just me. I like my headstock. I like the hip shot tuners. I like the pickups that I like. If it was a guitar for me, it might be a different set of pickups than the pickups that we put standard in there, which are our pure juice pickups, which are kind of a higher output, hits the amp a little harder kind of setup. But I might not put those in my guitar because I'm not really a super heavy distortion. I know that you guys think I am, but I like to have the amp do most of the distorting. Having said that, if there's only one pickup in the guitar, it ought to be the one true and holy DiMarzio Super Distortion, which cleans up very, very well in spite of its name. Yes, ma'am.
Chris says, and it feels good to be on this side.
Well, Chris thinks that I can read that stuff. The screen is so. I'm like my screen's not far enough away for me to read that. But thank you, Chris. And it looks like he gave us $1. I did see that. Thank you, Chris. So yeah. So, but what else do I like to do? The more people think that that I go, I love the like artistic ideas that you guys have, but do I like building them? Not all the time. If you say if these words come out of your mouth, don't you think it would be cool? 9 times out of 10, I'm gonna be like, no, because I'm old and I'm grouchy and I'm curmudgeony and I'm kind of stuck in my ways. So don't you think it would be cool? To me, is not something that I think is that cool. But if you guys want that stuff and you're willing to pay me to do it, by all means, let's get together. Let's get something going. Speaking of, let's get something going. I want to say hi to Ike from Flipside Music, the great American guitar store. Even though we're not in the shop, we like to thank the guys at Flipside for sponsoring the channel. Ike is actually feeling a little bit under the weather right now. I think he's sick. And so Ike, we hope you get feeling better soon. So if you're in the Denver area and you want to stop by the shop, whatever you do, don't let Ike give you a big fat kiss on the mouth. I think all the other guys are feeling okay though. So if you want to make out with them, you can. If you're not in the Denver area though, you should absolutely check out the Flipside Music online store. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and have lots and lots and lots of cool stuff, including a few Texas Toast guitars. Yes, ma'am.
So Jeff Parker.
Hi, Jeff.
Hey, Phil McRae talked about doing collaboration features with their channels. I suggested you guys because like they would be awesome if he reaches out. Oh,
I need to reach out to Phil McKnight because I've got a guitar that I want to send his way. So that would be a good thing to do.
Yeah.
It's a Challenger.
I lost the rest of the time.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I've got Phil's phone number on my phone, and I will send him a text. That's the only real way I can get, like, calling him is, he might even be harder to get it on the phone than Brian Nutter. But maybe not. But they both seem to reply to text pretty well. Yes, ma'am.
Rick B.
Hi, Rick.
Have you ever replicated a certain artist's guitar, i.e., we don't really.
No, Aaron Claflin. I have not. Thank you, though, Rick, for that. I don't. We may have done. Chris, have we ever done a replica of an artist? Oh yeah. Well, no, the Gatemouth Brown guitar. We did replicate
leather
almost.
Pickguard and everything.
Yeah, tool leather pickguard. I knew there was something, but I didn't remember what it was. So yeah, the Gatemouth Brown one. We made a number of Les Pauls, which were like considered counterfeit Les Pauls.
Well, you did the signature of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, man. Yeah. Yeah. We've made a number of Les Paul guitars, and some of them are so close that you would be hard pressed to just look at it and go, "That's not the real thing."
You made a signature guitar for
So we have built a couple of guitars for artists that and we would love to do more of that stuff. So yeah, Matt Guitar Murphy was one of those ones where we built the guitar that Matt wanted, and then he died. So
okay, so David Kelly asked another
question. David.
Actually, of course. What's Chris's favorite guitar project, and what cool approach/technique has Chris introduced to Texas Toast that is now part of what you guys do?
You know, I'm going to go ahead and answer some of that, Chris, because because it would be easier for me to just say it than have him type it out. Chris sometimes comes up with like here. One of the things that happens in the shop a lot is like these light bulbs go off, and you're like, "That's so easy. Why haven't we been doing that the whole time?" So one of the things that Chris did is, we have that neck jig that drills perfectly, or that routes the neck at a perfect 7-degree angle. And Chris goes, "Why don't we use this to drill the tuner holes?" And I'm like, "Because I'm so stupid. I didn't think of it." So yeah, Chris has a lot of stuff like that he comes up with, that just make life a little easier and a little just little. Sometimes those little things, man, they save so much hassle and headache. And the more stuff you can do, the better.
So Chris's response was, "We made the Chris Fesker Super Casanova #1."
Did make the Chris Fesker Super Casanova. Ow. What was that?
You had a crazy scientist.
So who paid $5 to have you yank parts off of me?
Oh, the Prince guitar.
Oh, yeah.
People are saying Prince guitar.
I'm not sure that that's really the signature guitar of. I mean, it was certainly well known to have that. I'm still a little flabbergasted that you came and yanked something out of my face.
It had to be done. I couldn't. I was just looking at that thing, and it was like, kill me, put me out of my misery.
Yeah. Let's see. Driddle says, as somebody who has held a Les Paul and a Challenger, I can with all honesty say I could tell them apart by QC. You can absolutely tell Texas Toast Challenger and a Gibson Les Paul, one from the other.
Totally different head.
Totally different head. Yeah. Someone, let's see. David in Custom Guitars. What do you think of using fixed single bridge posts? Are you talking about like those hip shot single string bridges, or help me out here? I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Here's a good question from Terry Banks.
Okay.
Would you ever relic guitars yourself? No.
Well, would I ever play a guitar enough that it would get dinged and dented?
No, on purpose. Like, beat it with a team.
Yeah, no, I would. Okay, wait. We have in the past, when we were doing repairs, we've done repaints for people. Yeah, so I think what had happened was that like the body cracked in half or something. So we cut it, glued a new piece on, did a repaint, and then all the other stuff was like old and beat up. So we couldn't just go, hey, here's a brand new paint job, and you got all this old beat up crap. It wasn't crap, but old beat up hardware and neck and things like that. It just wouldn't look right. So Chris did a little bit of relicking, but that was one time, and that was a special case, and it was a repair. It wasn't a new instrument. So yeah. Let's see. Possible to sign up for a guitar building class and build a Challenger bass. Chad, not right now. You could sign up for the Build a Classic set neck, and we could build a bass. But I would prefer it if you didn't use my Challenger shape for that. It's a really little guitar body in the grand scheme of things. And I think you would be disappointed with the strap button location, because it wouldn't go out far enough onto the neck. So yeah, as much as I would love to say, yeah, pay me money and let's do that, I don't think you're gonna like that. Let's see. David says, I would make them myself. Think of something like two nomadic posts, sort of, one for each string, can adjust only the height. Yeah, man. If you are thinking about making that stuff, I think anything that oh, okay. Anything that you can do that sets you apart from everybody else, I think makes all the sense in the world, and I think that is something that you should do. Having said that, sometimes just buying hardware. you know, guys do this to me all the time. They're like, how come you don't use Schroeder bridges? Well, we'll be happy to use any bridge somebody asks us to use. It's just that the number of bridges that we need to buy, those would make the price of the guitar go up fairly dramatically, because they're boutique parts. And if you want boutique parts, we'd be happy to use them. But what?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Did I say that too audibly?
Well, you anyway. And I don't have any problem with any of these guys' boutique bridges or things like that. But to say, well, the brand X bridge is superior in every way to the bridge that you guys use. Well, okay, what about tuners? Is there a boutique tuner company? And don't say Waverly, because they're not. They're very good, but they're not a boutique tuner company. Yes.
So Doug Santana.
Hey, Doug.
I'm sorry I keep hitting the laptop, but I'm trying to get. He says he wants to challenge you with the German car, and then what's a German car?
Okay.
Was it Rowdy Crowley?
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
The German carve is something that is.
It's like a negative image almost.
No, it's a very peculiar kind of guitar. It's very peculiar to a specific type of instrument. It was made very popular by the Mosrite guitars. And so if you are familiar with the Mosrite, or like the Eastman has like some stuff with kind of a German carve, I think some Rickenbackers had it. It's a really neat kind of carve. And we have made a Challenger with a German carve, and it was great.
I'm trying to find a picture of it.
I don't know if there's a picture of it on there. Chris might have a picture. Yeah, we would love to make a Challenger with a German. We do have carved top Challengers coming very, very soon. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled for those. Let's see. SpongeBob Bo Diddley. I don't know what that means, but it's fun to say. Feel you on the earthquakes. We have them almost daily here. It's more about intonation at the end, even though acoustic guitars are fixed. People make a big deal about intonation. And it's not that it's a bad thing to make a big deal out of, but it's one of those things where, a guitar is not the most inherently in tune instrument that is out there. Neither is, say, the piano. There's lots and lots of things that we hear to be in tune, but are not actually mathematically in tune. And that's one of the problems with intonation. So I would say, like, if you're looking to build a better mousetrap as far as intonation goes, you might, again, if you can sell it, then good luck. I would love to see it. I'd be kind of like, yeah, man, that's cool. But don't sweat it if you can't pull it off. I would think that custom hardware that's particular or peculiar to your models is way cool, though. So absolutely do that, even if it doesn't like make the guitar perfectly intonate. Because who cares? It's just make it cool. I'm not trying to dissuade you from doing it. I don't want to discourage you. It's just kind of one of those things where, it's an uphill battle to make your own hardware. We have a handful of bridges that we commissioned, and I'm going to stop using them not because I don't like them, but because once they're gone, they're going to be gone for forever. And I just want to, I don't want to I'm going to use these one day. No, I'm just going to stop. If somebody really, really wants one, then maybe, but I've already changed the Challenger to work with a different bridge that Chris and I had, the guys at Hipshot sort us out with. It doesn't mean that it's not that the bridges that we had made weren't cool, but I know what's going to happen. As soon as I use them, they're all going to be gone, and then people are going to go, I want one of those bridges. And I'm going to go, I don't have any of them, and they were really, really expensive. And I kind of would rather keep the ones that I have just to kind of hold. It doesn't make any sense. I know the way I say it, but I would just kind of like to just hold on to them and just see, what. Almost like these are mine. I'm hoarding them all. That's a dumb thing to do, but I think that's what I want to do. So, anyway, Doug, if you are interested in sticking around, I owe Doug some more woodworking stuff too. We've got your V is in paint right now. Your Les Paul has a bunch of stuff happening to it. But yeah, if you want to do a German carve Challenger, that would be a cool thing.
Roundy Crown was cool.
It was. Yeah, Hipshot will absolutely help you out with custom stuff. Yeah, and they're cool people. And one time I said that we were going to use all tier 1 stuff like Hipshot tuners, and someone goes, Hipshot tuners aren't tier 1. Like, well, I think they are. And what do you think is better than that? So yeah, you guys know how this goes. You can go on internet forums and go, I like so-and-so, and you'll get a bunch of people that go, I hate that, or you suck, or whatever. And then you get some people who go, yeah, I like it too. But it's a lot easier to just sit around and mean mouth somebody on a forum than
no, you can't, because you kicked off the forum.
Well, yeah, I can't, but yeah. I don't spend any time at all goofing around on guitar forums, because the last time I looked at one, it was like, well, help me pick up pickguard for my telly. Like, why the hell would I care what pickguard you put on your Telecaster, or why would you care, more to the point, what I think you should put on your guitar? So
I want you to think I'm cool.
No one wants me to think they're cool. No one even knows who I am. But yeah. Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. I am ready to sit down on the couch and watch TV or play chess. I like to get beaten by the computer at chess a lot because I am so nerdy. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us. And Doug Cook says Hipshot makes the worst open gear tuner in the world. Doug. Andy says Hipshot is absolutely tier 1. I couldn't agree more. David says Hipshot's great. Doc says he hasn't found better than him. I agree, guys. I think that Hipshot stuff kicks butt, and if you use it, it won't let you down. And the guys at Hipshot are really cool too. So we will continue to use it. So guys, thanks for watching. I'm sorry that we're not in the shop, but it was fun to have you guys in my house for a little bit, and we are going to start kind of turning the heat up and turning the electric blankets on, and I'm going to go sit on the couch with my hound, and I guess I'll start shoveling again tomorrow. So until next time, this is Matt at Texas Toast reminding you that life is short. Excuse me, too much coffee. You might as well have a cool guitar, and if you're so smart, start your own YouTube channel. That's what I did. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you very, very soon. Take care. Have a great week.